General information. Hello, my name is Katie Dam. I'm SSU's Office of Disability Services Graduate Admin Assistant. Nancy Hartnoff Crooks, Assistant Director, and Dan Hagen, Accommodation Specialist, and I work with all SSU students who self-identify as having a disability as defined by Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 and the ADA Amendment Act of 2008. Accommodation overview. Once the student has self-identified as having a disability and provided appropriate documentation to the Office of Disability Services, the office will review the student's documentation and discuss with them accommodations that are reasonable and will be most effective. Please note that accommodations are not intended to compromise the integrity of a class or a degree program, and that the process for academic accommodations is different than the process of requesting housing accommodations. The academic accommodation process. To pursue academic accommodations, students must complete the student information form, provide current documentation of their disability, contact the Office of Disability Services to discuss reasonable accommodations. For additional information, please view the Office of Disability Services webpage. It is important for you to view the academic accommodation process video that is linked. Please note, students must request academic accommodations by contacting the Office of Disability Services each semester. Once the student information form and current documentation have been submitted and reasonable accommodations have been determined, students do not need to resubmit these forms to the office each semester. Housing accommodation process. To pursue housing accommodations, students must provide documentation from their current provider of care whom they have an established therapeutic and/or medical relationship with. For additional information, please view the Office of Disability Services webpage. Please note, once current documentation have been submitted and reasonable accommodations have been determined, students do not need to resubmit documentation to the office each semester. Service animals. The Office of Disability Services also support students with disabilities who have a service animal that is trained to perform tasks directly related to their disability. Generally speaking, the only animals students are allowed to bring with them to class and around campus outside of the residence hall are service animal. Professors of students with service animals will be made aware that the student may have their service animal accompany them on campus. For additional information, please review the Office of Disability Services webpage. It is important for you to view the Service Animals in Non-Housing Campus Setting video that is linked. For faculty, per university policy, all course syllabi must contain the Board of Regents ADA statement. The statement was updated in the spring of 2020, so please confirm that you are using the up-to-date version. A link to that statement can be found on the Office of Disability Services website. If clickers are used within your course, please include that language about accessible use found in the course syllabi policy within the policy manual. For contact information and for more information, please contact the Office of Disability Services using the information below. Thank you.